just immediately getting a lot of these big items on the carrot, and with the early game power, it's forcing out the fights again and again.
I think it was a really good thing that Goni mentioned in the game that it was very difficult for Savero because he was forced on a Sea Halberd after the Has Claws. Is that a usual build that we usually see an Iritel on?
No, definitely not. I think you see the Berserker's Fury a bit more before that, because that's the crit marksman initial power spike, the Has Claws Berserker's Fury. But without that, no big crits. He's trying to lower the the healing, and also maybe try and chunk down a lot of these tankier frontline members like the Kalia, like the Baksha, like the Phobius. But in the end, it just wasn't enough.
It was.
Yeah, it was kind of forced in that situation.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the power spike just had to be delayed because of that. And then it just really, they didn't have enough damage, honestly, to go against RRQ. So it was really well thought out by RRQ in this particular situation. The fact that they were able to bring Kalea in their roster as well. What other things can RRQ fine-tune to go 2-2 with Onyx?
For me personally, I think don't change the winning strategy.
No.
Just use the similar strategy like if Onyx might be anticipated what heroes that RRQ use on the second game. But there's another option, like maybe if Kalea getting picked by the Onyx, maybe they can pick the Badang if the Badang is not banned.
Right. I think the trade between
trade.
Kalea and Farsa, that's something that RRQ did really, really well, knowing that Onyx really wants that pick. So I think this is the thing. You can't really outdraft Onyx by just banning out their options. Might as well go for some trades, because RRQ have strong weapons in their own right.
Depending on how this next game actually goes, we can say that things are very, very tight. And it has been quite tight along the different regions as well. As we take a look at this poster, 4-1s across the board. We see 4-2s coming in from NACT, a 3-4 for MPL PH. I think the only clean sweep is 4-0 down there, MCC for the EECA region.
EECA.
There you go.
EECA, yeah.
EECA region. But other than that, things have been quite close. Do you think we might go 4-1?
It's still up in the air. There's always a possibility. It depends. I feel if you want to talk about Onyx RRQ, I feel like Onyx will take second pick, and perhaps that might shift the energy. But yeah, closest PH, and it was dramatic, right?
Yeah.
It was 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2. It was neck and neck, and at the end, it was CLPH taking the dub. I expected Onyx RRQ to feel the same. Hopefully, RRQ can equalize to make it a 2-2 here. But let's wait and see. It's just 4-1, 4-1.
4-3, Latam?
Latam.
Latam 4-3. Because if we talking back to Indonesia, I think it's back to my prediction. It's gonna be a tight game. It's 7 full of game on the best of 7, so they're gonna use all the
Let's say.
game.
I mean, that happens. We're the real winners. The fans getting a full-on great show. But moving on to the possibilities, by the way, I like what Goni mentioned about the switch. Because remember, the Fanny factor. That's why RRQ is doing so much better on Red Sign. They can just ban the Fanny by default anyhow. But considering they're also trading more options right now, maybe it actually would... Maybe the fact that they're doing that makes it that the drafting phase won't be really as one-sided, despite having that Fanny being a factor.
Because technically RRQ can't pick up the Fanny.
No. I think it's not up to par at this point. We haven't seen Sitsujin again on the Fanny so far, but chances are it won't really match up to Kyrie's Fanny. So even if there is a chance, it's really not wise to risk it. So we see what Kyrie can do.
Well, either or, seeing that previous poster, it really does reflect how competitive things have been lately, especially in this season. So it marks up to a really good MSC journey.
Yeah.
Not really sure what to expect coming to that, but we'll get to that a little bit later on, as once again, going back to game number 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Game number 4. So going back to the drawing board for RRQ, not forgetting their initial game plan is going to be very important. I think early game, again, is where RRQ finds their strengths, right? So if they're able to find a composition that allows them a better early game, I think maybe that might be the key factor for RRQ.
I somewhat disagree. Early game, if the heroes, or let's say like, I think mid game is going to be very crucial for both. If you control the early game but lose out on the mid, it's useless. I think mid game is going to be, that's the real fight for the drafts. Mid game power spike and hero power.
You mean like the first game, right? Because RRQ got the first 2 minutes,
Yeah.
but
That's
then
early game.
Yeah.
Onyx got the next.
Position.
But we'll discuss about it a little bit later on because we are going to take to Bude Clara Mongstar as she has something special for you guys. Bude?
Yes, panelis berada di tengah-tengah Jakarta International Velodrome. Grand Final semakin memanas.
Betul sekali Bude, mungkin kita akan cek ombak dulu ya karena ini luar biasa ramai. Sonic mana suaranya?
Bentar, jangan mau kalah. Yang ada di sebelah kanan, mana nih? Semangat dari Kingdom!
2-1, poin yang akhirnya sudah dikumpulkan dalam Best of 7 Grand Final antara Onyx melawan RRQ. Keadaan semakin memanas di sini Bude, tapi seperti biasa kita akan sedikit mencairkan suasana yang ada.
Yes, dan juga membuat kita semua lebih greget nih. Karena kedua super fans akan diadu di Whack It! Jadi di sini kita sudah kedatangan dari super fans dari Kingdom. Ini siapa namanya?
Michelle.
Michelle siap untuk bermain Whack It ini. Jadi tugasnya gampang banget, hanya take turn, ganti-gantian untuk menyerang dan bersembunyi.
Alright.
Betul, dan gak cuma dari Michelle, di sini ada siapa nih dari Sonic?
Radit.
Radit. Jadi kita akan melihat dulu how to play dari Wake Edit. Silakan Bude.
Iyap, jadi Radit main Edit gak? Tahu hero-nya kan? Tahu? Tahu. Jadi caranya cuma kalian boleh pakai skill 1 yaitu Earth Shatter. Selanjutnya nanti gantian, pokoknya sekali dipakai gantian. Sekali pakai gantian, mau kena mau nggak kena, yang penting harus gantian ketika udah dipakai. Yang lainnya harus bersembunyi dan harus diingat nggak boleh pakai yang lainnya. Skill-skill lainnya dan juga battle spell tidak boleh. Kita akan mencari 2 poin untuk hari ini dan ya semoga nggak sampai besok pagi ya.
Biasanya sih langsung ada yang langsung dapat, ada yang missnya banyak gitu ya. Jadi kita akan coba nih antara Michelle dan Radit. Mungkin kita coba dulu kali ya Bude. Langsung saja.
Kita akan bersiap langsung, inilah dia di Whack Edit. Kita akan persiapkan langsung aja. Aduh, memegang HP yang sama seperti para pro player mainkan. Michelle, kamu player Edit nggak?
Actually no.
Waduh, ini dua-duanya agak meragukan, tapi nggak apa-apa. Kita akan membuktikannya di Land of Dawn. Kita akan mulai 3, 2, 1.
Silakan.
Sweet dulu.
Oke, oh ya, oke. Berarti Radit dulu nih. Berarti Michelle ngumpet ya.
Ngumpet.
Oke.
Kamu punya tips atau trik nggak sih buat ngumpet yang baik?
Enggak lagi.
Aduh.
Kena loh.
Kena. Wow,
Apa
oke.
tuh rahasianya tuh?
Gantian ya. 1 poin sudah berhasil didapatkan Radit ya. Kita cari 2 poin ya Bude ya di sini ya.
Radit, rahasianya tadi kenapa tuh?
Gak tahu, feeling aja.
Feeling. Aduh, ini feeling.
Ini
Michelle,
sayang sekali ya.
Feelingmu gimana?
Gantian lagi.
Terlalu insecure. Nggak pernah pakai edit soalnya.
Gak apa-apa, kira-kira aja kanan, kiri, tengah, depan, belakang. Mana ayo? Ini dibantuin
ayo.
nih. Michelle, ayo. Feeling.
ayo.
Biasanya feeling perempuan tuh paling tajam loh.
Betul, instingnya ya.
Yeay, gagal.
Sayang sekali.
Oh, gagal kok malah seneng ya?
Oke.
Kan nggak ketahuan.
Oke,
Kita
gantian,
coba lagi,
gantian,
kita coba
gantian.
guys. Iya, bisa yuk. Wow, berhasil ya. 1 sama nih Bude. Antara Michelle dan juga Radit nih.
Feelingmu sudah mulai keluar ya Michelle ya?
Agak pede dikit ya.
Agak
Radit
pede.
gimana Radit? Masih aman Radit?
Aman.
Kepercayaan dari itu penting ya?
Penting banget.
Penting banget. Bentar, ulangin. Gak lihat. 1, ayo 1 sama. Tarik napas, buang.
1 poin yang dikumpulkan lagi untuk bisa memenangkan Wake Edit ini. Mohon maaf.
Sabar ya, sabar.
Yuk bisa yuk, Michelle. Oke, udah maju. Sayang sekali. Tukar lagi. Silakan Michelle. Ayo Radit bisa yuk ngumpetnya.
Michelle, kemenangan ini berarti kan? Of course. Ayo dong Michelle. Up.
Oke,
Waduh.
masih belum dapat ya Bude ya. Oke, Radit silakan.
Michelle, apa harapanmu nih untuk back edit ini nih?
Nggak malu-maluin lah.
Nggak malu-maluin ya. Apa? Terus ini. Ayo dikeluarkan shatter dari Radit. Habum. Meleset lagi.
Ya. Masih belum dapat juga. Yuk, bisa yuk.
Ayo Michelle, kita akan keluarkan Earth Shatter dari Michelle.
Akhirnya kita sudah mendapatkan Bude. 2 kemenangan dari Michelle.
Oke. Ini kita speech kemenangan dulu ya. Speech kemenangan dari Michelle. Akhirnya setelah pertarungan mendebarkan, kamu berhasil mendapatkan kemenangan. Apa nih dari Michelle mungkin? Sebuah kata-kata, mungkin puisi, nyanyi juga boleh.
Wishlist hari ini, malam ini, RRQ menang.
Dengan kemenangan Michelle di back edit. Michelle berharap RRQ bisa menang juga, ketularan dari Michelle. Oke, gimana nih yang kalah nih di situ?
Sonic jangan mau kalah ya. Ayo kita, mic-nya hilang. Gimana kamu? Apakah ini mencerminkan kekalahan atau enggak dong ya harusnya?
Enggak dong harusnya.
Kayaknya sih gitu.
Soalnya kan
Iya.
Onyx di
Semangat
atas
RRQ.
langit.
Soalnya Onyx di atas langit. Oke.
Tapi comeback kok.
Oh oke. Sangat
Berharap.
Bude.
Tapi oke, ini saatnya dari kedua super fans untuk memberikan semangat. Mungkin ada yang mau disampaikan untuk Onyx?
Semangat terus Onyx di playoff ini. Grand finalnya semoga menang ya.
Semoga menang ya.
Menang.
Tapi dia tertunduk lemas, sepertinya kekalahan sangat memukul ya. Tapi gimana nih Michelle, kasih sesuatu dong untuk RRQ.
Untuk RRQ, anggap aja kita ngepur ya. Pasti menang. Juara!
Yeay.
Tapi thank you banget udah bermain. Congratulations sekali lagi Michelle dan
Terima
thank you.
kasih Radit sudah bermain bersama kita. Boleh salam dulu. Oke,
Fair
luar
play,
biasa.
fair
Boleh
play.
dong kita kasih tepuk tangan. Yeay.
Fair play tetapi ya, walaupun mereka bertarung tapi pada akhirnya mereka bersahabat.
Betul sekali Bude. Dan kita masih akan melihat pastinya di grand final ini. Tapi Bude, sebelum kita masuk ke game selanjutnya nih, Alisa sebenarnya punya tebak-tebakan nih Bude.
Apa tuh?
Bude tahu gak sih apa sih yang tipis banget tapi super kokoh?
Sepertinya tangan Bude.
Bude kan? Bude tipis sih tapi coba aku tiup.
Aduh, kurang kokoh.
Kurang
ya?
kokoh ya, kurang
Kurang
kokoh.
kokoh, oke.
Bukan Bude,
Bukan
jawabannya
Bude.
bukan itu. Jawabannya adalah Samsung Galaxy S25 Edge terbaru.
Ini dong.
Betul sekali, boleh kasih lihat. Begitu tipis ya, luar biasa dengan desainnya yang super tipis cuman 5,8 mm saja. Dan ini tuh ringan banget Bude, jadi buat dibawa kemana aja berarti itu cuma 163 gram saja. Keren banget Bude.
Iya, ini Bude aja dari tadi pantesan gak berasa megangnya.
Betul sekali, kita
Enak
light
banget.
banget kan ya. Dan ini karena Galaxy S25 Edge ini adalah Galaxy S yang paling tipis yang pernah ada Bude.
Wow, makin seneng ya, dimana kita juga ngelihatnya ini desain yang baru, lalu tipis, nyaman, dan di tangan tuh keren banget sih.
Betul, jadi kalau masukin ke tas atau buat cowok-cowok kan suka malas bawa tas ya kemana-mana ya. Jadi tinggal masukin di kantong tuh nggak bikin bulky celana ya.
Emang gak bahaya? Kalau kedudukan gimana?
Tenang, kan tadi tebak-tebakannya walaupun tipis dia tapi sangat kokoh. Jadi pastinya tidak mudah ringkih Bude. Aman pastinya ya. Galaxy S25 Edge ini dilapisi dengan titanium frame dan Corning Gorilla Glass Ceramic 2 yang bikin jadi lebih durable pastinya.
Pantas aja kita jadi nggak takut ya walaupun tipis, tapi ini begitu kuat dan pastinya membuat kita semakin pede nih bawa kemanapun dan jadi teman kita nggak sih?
Betul banget Bude, tapi nggak cuma itu aja karena kita lagi ada promo juga Bude. Mau tahu nggak promonya Bude?
Mau. Bude paling suka promo sih.
Jadi buruan aja nih langsung ya para super fans yang nonton di rumah juga. Buruan beli sekarang karena lagi ada promo gratis memory upgrade ke 512 GB dan gratis 6 bulan Gemini Advance. Dan kamu juga bisa cek promo lengkapnya di samsung.com/id atau kunjungi toko Samsung terdekat untuk Galaxy S25 Edge yang tipis tapi powerful.
Wah, ini lengkap banget gak sih? Dari desainnya keren, dari teknologinya juga keren, buat selfie-selfie juga keren, kameranya, tadi Bude fotoin kamu cakep banget loh tadi.
Luar biasa, kita
Yes.
selfie-selfie aja kali ya Bude ya.
Nanti kita akan selfie-selfie sembari menikmati grand final.
Betul sekali, jadi pastikan kalian langsung aja dicek ya, karena Samsung Galaxy S25 Edge punya tipis tapi kokoh. Dan langsung saja Bude, kayak kita udah kelamaan, udah pada gak sabar ya untuk masuk ke game selanjutnya.
Betul, karena ini akan menjadi poin yang penting bagi kedua tim. Akankah RRQ mengejar atau Onyx yang terus berlari mengejar benar-benar piala? Ada satu trofi yang diinginkan oleh kedua tim. Two Kings, only one champions. Kita akan sambut, inilah dia. Game selanjutnya untuk RRQ dan Onyx.
Thank you so much, Bude. Thank you so much, Alyssa. And now we're diving back into game number 4. Guys, it's a best of 7. I'm sorry to lose count here. But yes, RRQ comes back after a 2-0 from Onyx. We were talking and discussing about winning conditions coming from RRQ. And I think the last thing that we were talking about is whether or not the early game is important for RRQ or not. Goni feels like the mid game is the most important part for RRQ's win. But what do you guys think? Do you agree with this or not?
For me, I think early game still important because if you got the early game, you can put the map pressure to the opponents, right? So you can get the mid game because RRQ during the first game, I think they throw on the mid game, right? So and on the third game, they answer the problems from the first game. That's why we're
Right.
gonna see on the fourth game.
Okay, but I think I found out what's more important than everything else that we've been talking about.
Really?
What's most important is GoPay. Guys, we're in, after 9 weeks of the regular season.
9.
We're coming into, what, the 5th day of the playoffs? Is this the 5th
Yep.
day or the 6th
Last
day?
day.
Wednesday, yeah.
There you go. Do you guys not yet have installed... I can't English suddenly. I can't English. I can't English. I'm so baffled if you guys don't have GoPay yet. Arashi will tell you why.
Well, if you go on GoPay, right, you can also you have a great app, first of all, but you can also vote for your favorite champions in every MPL ID Season 15 playoff match at gopay.co.id/games. So you're guaranteed to win prizes, and for first-time voters, you'll definitely get free rewards of up to 59 diamonds and 1 token.
And that's
the
not all.
token. That's the token that you use to spin for prizes in the gift arena.
Yep. Because that's not all. Because the token can be used to spin for the prizes in the gift arena, like you said before, and the prizes you can get the electric motorbike.
Yep.
And the other grand prizes.
That's crazy. That's wild. And on top of that, you guys can also get WDPs or free weekly
love WDP.
diamonds or the weekly diamond pass. On GoPay games, it's only 14,999 IDR, so it's even more affordable than the regular season. And all you need to do is scan the QR code down below. And don't forget to use the promo code from the MPL ID Season 15 live streams to get 5 diamonds for just 1 rupiah IDR. So what you waiting for, guys? Go check it out at gopay.co.id/games, or of course just download the app in general. Very nice. There it is.
Great success.
QR. Scan it. Now. App
Below.
Store, Google Play, it's available.
Yeah. It's so value. It's simple.
Yep. It garners to everything that you guys need back at home. Oh, look at Kyrie. He's laughing.
Yeah.
Smile, he's chill. He knows.
I feel like Kyrie's so handsome, Polius.
If I be carry, I think. No.
What were you gonna say?
I love my wife. I love my wife, Saki. I love you, my wife.
Aku nggak ikut-ikutan ya.
No, I love my wife.
I'm not involved in this. All right.
Menjauh,
Mr.
menjauh.
Rios.
Nah.
But yes, what was that? Who had first pick? Did you guys catch a look? Okay, so Onyx on the second pick.
Yep.
Side. So RRQ are black on blue side.
Yeah. So they will have to still ban the Fanny, unfortunately, which means they can only have 2 bans. And so far, we've seen most of it go to the mid lane, but also to that Badang, right? So now they have a chance to first pick one thing away though. But the question is, do they want that Farsa? Do they want that Badang? If we follow the pattern, they want the playmaker. So I'm assuming the Kalea once again, the hero that gives Edok the player of the game for game number 3 should be the contested pick here.
Okay, we're looking at a Kalea pick here, contested pick between both of these teams.
Yep.
RRQ go for the Fanny, like you mentioned earlier on, Arashi, the Badang, and the Luo Yi, which means Onyx are the ones to actually ban out the Kalea chip.
Oh.
And the Baxia. So, what do RRQ pick up first? Do they go for the Hayabusa or something else?
Maybe
Farsa?
Farsha.
Ah, yes, Farsa.
Yeah. If they didn't want to give Suns his Farsha, I think they can pick it now.
That's assuming that Suns doesn't really have any other solutions, but off the bat, I do think that the Farsa, when it comes to prio picks, has precedence here. But if they do so, they're allowing Onyx to pick up a good jungler along with possibly another good roamer, whatever's left. Unfortunately for RRQ though, both the Hayabusa and the Joy is available, so even if they do give up one of those, it's not the end of the world.
All right, let's see. There you go. The Prio to Farsa, taking it away from Suns. Gonna be useful in the early game, like we mentioned, RQ and the early game.
I think Gatot Kacha here is not bad.
And
Sure.
Hayabusa?
Hayabusa for Kyrie. Gatot Kacha again just nullifies the feathered airstrike potential. But then again, Onyx can also find other avenues to deal with that feathered airstrike. But I don't mind the Gatot Kacha and the Hayabusa here.
Do you really think Onyx will go for Haya?
In this early.
Oh.
Yep, Gatot, yeah, but for Hayabusa, I think not in this first pick.
Okay.
Maybe on the third pick. Yeah, because I think that's the Kyrie's signature heroes, right? So using Hayabusa against Farsha, it can directly dive into the Farsha itself when the Feather S-Strike happens.
Right. So for Onyx right now, they already have this good AoE, and they have a good way to deny a lot of AoE coming in from RRQ. So off the bat, it seems like Onyx are gearing more for a team fight. Now RRQ, they can kind of match that, or they can pivot over, try and go for something a bit more, I was gonna say pick off heavy, but with the Fredrin and the Granger, you know, it's still pretty flexible. So they're leaving a lot of potential up to the second phase.
This is what I was about to mention, because so far, sure, the Assassins are usually a pick for Kyrie. But so far, it seems like he hasn't been more geared towards the Hayabusas, you know? So I was thinking maybe they want to go Joy again.
Yeah.
But RQ won up that with picking the Fredrin first, so that's a denied pick away.
Did not pick for the Joy. But yeah, Hayabusa on the third pick. I think because Joy can be taunted by Fredrin.
Yeah.
But Hayabusa,
Exactly.
it have the shadow,
Watch
the
out.
quad shadow, yeah, the quad shadow to escape from the Fredrin itself. But now, are we gonna see like another crowd controller from the RRQ because they lack of it right now?
They need it. They need it. A great range though. But yeah, they need crowd control.
Definitely another setter over the Fredrin would be nice. On top of that, I do feel like the idea with the utility junglers usually means that in the EXP lane, you're going to have a bit more damage there. So I think Onyx definitely are on the lookout for some of the more aggressive EXP lane heroes for Dyron. So the Hilda already showing up. I assume possibly something like the CC might be respected as well.
Yes.
We saw how Dyron was able to perform against Geekfam on that hero.
So Ban CC pick up the glue for Onyx. I think that is also an answer for Onyx to, again, just try to nullify the Fredrin if RQ does not ban the glue.
But that means
Not
that the
ban.
only tool for setting up is the Gatot Kacha. Is that okay?
You're gonna have the glue. It's okay. I feel like it's more than enough. You got Valentina, you got Hayabusa, 4 members that can dive towards your composition. I think that's more than enough already.
Considering the members of RRQ right now have good dashes, I think it's okay. They should be able to still chase far enough but a bit more crowd control, or at least some kind of slow would really be nice to have for Onyx if they want to dictate the tempo and the movements around the map. But actually, RRQ are the ones who ban out the CC.
Because CC can like holding on the backline, right? Go through the backline using the Beyond Bounce to aim for the Farsha or even the Granger, and the Yo-Yo Blitz is really painful to Fredrin because of the HP percentage.
Right.
Oh, they want the Terizla. I think RRQ didn't want the Terizla for
They want
Iron
the CC, yeah. The Islam might be a good option right now.
or high loss. But the glue, yeah, I expected this fix on side of Onyx.
Or I didn't see any R lot, but it's very dangerous against Valentina.
Yeah.
The Vinyl Slash can be stolen.
If I have to pick a hero I want to see a bit of a throwback to the Esmeralda Uranus, man. We saw a Uranus ban. We saw in the regular season the Esmeralda as well. Right here in this game, we don't see it just yet. But considering that Onyx doesn't really have a lot of good DPS tools secured just yet, you know, beefier frontline will mean that Onyx are going to be pressured to pick a gold lane that can shred through a massive tank.
How about Eden?
Yeah.
Oh,
Eden or Dyren?
Cannot. There's a Valentina on the other side.
1-1.
Oh!
Okay, Benedetta.
So my
1-1
prediction
here.
for Benedetta is on this game.
1-1, no? They're gonna go 1-1?
What?
1-1's outranged by the far side. It's a risky
Yeah,
pick.
I think
It's a risky pick, but it's yeah, you have other friends that can like not
Moskov?
fight
Moskov?
Nathan?
Oh, Nathan. Whoa.
Natan is bold.
If they want to...
Against the Bennett?
Have the range.
It's bold, that's why it's bold.
Let's go.
Oh,
Ireta.
Oh, right. So still kite gameplay there in the gold lane, but RRQ, man, they have a really good like AoE combo composition. Diving on the Bennett though, I don't think we've seen it too often. I'm really curious on how he's gonna do.
Looks like RQ have swatched tempos and gameplay. But will it work out for them? And can they go eye to eye, toe to toe with the Sky Kings? We're gonna throw it over to our casters. Mirko, Realize, take it away.
Thank you, panelists. This is an epic game because now we see
I love
an
it.
Edoc special the Tig and the Benedetta as well in the hands of Dyren.
Realize a lot of people must have forgot the roots of Direct. Back when he was in Rebellion carrying that team, he was the Benedetta, the Paquito, the Khalid god. So I'm excited to see this. I've been waiting for this ever since we saw the Baksha, the Fredrin start popping up again. Where and when will Dyren decide to go back to his roots?
And the Land of Dawn will be witness of whether or not RRQ can equalize this series, or will Onyx run to series and tournament point. RRQ Hoshi against Onyx in game number 4.
Still the battle for match point for the Sky Kings as they try to restabilize up in the air. Keyboy, a Gato Kacha choice this time around up against Edoc on the Tig. A signature pick. Last time Onyx went up against this, there was a Edoc moment. 4 members caught in the implosion.
Deja vu, they say history tends to repeat itself. But I think Onyx will be much more calculated now, in which that Edoc implosion put kind of a fighting spot for RRQ to possibly push forth in the upper bracket finals. But this time around, it's going to be different because Onyx, they are more calculated. Edoc going into Kyrie, but I don't think he can kill him. Keyboy will gank him though.
Good retreat from Kai, securing it already. Rin's walking up as well. Quad Shadow for the flicker. Ends up being not so worth it, to be fair, right? You kind of need that flicker.
Yeah, especially as a Tig. And Toy, or rather Edoc will recall. That is with the pull yourself together. So he's looking for that ultimate, going in with the cooldown reduction. And yeah, he's looking for that one big moment, that Edoc moment.
He's so confident in his own skills. He knows he's a good Tig. A godly one. Kai with a quad shadow! And now he's gonna bait it out. Shadow kill! Wow, good dispersion on the damage of the shadow kill. Edoc took it like a champ.
Toy's Guardian Angel arrives in time to save him from the ninja. And now it's Onyx scampering around. Look for one skirmish, but now it's the turtle. The neutral objective ready. Dyren is here as well. Keyboy will brawl it out. And they will try to get Prio, but Dyren might just look for Kyrie or just screen the players of Onyx. This is free turtle now for RRQ, it seems like.
Despite Tyra not able to get level 4 just yet, now Edoc has the implosion. Oh! Implosion on nobody's side of the back line! Taken down by Rins. as Sutsujin walks forward. Severo with a heavy crossbow coming in as well as Keyboy takes a lot of damage. Lutpi!
Running back, and now it's Severo under pressure as well. Sutsujin might go in, but Lutpi is next to the target.
Bonk. Bonk. The longs doing a lot of damage, right? Lutpi.
The longs.
Good escape. Uh-oh. Kill over to the back. Diamond eye for an eye. Gets away now. Kai gets the kill now. Sutsujin mounted on Lutpi. Slowly but surely. Sutsujin able to get the jab down. AOG from Keyboy.
That's Keyboy with the taunt connecting as well. Lutpi at Sutsujin. But Keyboy will still fall in the end of the day, and Sutsujin might lose his life. But that was still a 1-for-1 favoring Onic.
Now it's 3-2. But RRQ got the neutral objective. Savero waiting in the bush. Edok has the flicker back up again. You gotta remember, pull yourself together. He's gonna be quick with it, especially after we get into the mid game. You know, a few of those stacks in onto the pull yourself together, and you'll see those flickers come up almost every fight for Edok.
This Benedetta, right? The roots of Dyron. It becomes his debut pick. An MPL ID Season 15. The Granger, it is accustomed to Toy, and the Tig, it's an Edok special. But Keyboy and Severo up top, they might be under pressure because Rinstau is close by. They might collapse on this, but look at the two players close by as well. For Onic, this is a 4v3 practically. If Sutsujin wants to follow up as well, this might be a brawl!
Edok! Finding an implosion with that airstrike by Rins, but it's turned around. No damage! No damage!
The implosion is not sacred enough, and Edok, he might go for that. But no follow-up, no damage like you said. It's not enough just yet for RRQ. They need to wait for a couple of more items. The timers as well. They're looking for those moments. And then they can follow the implosion. Because the implosion becomes invaluable if you don't have the damage to follow up. Edok might set for it. But no damage means nothing. And now Turtle next to the menu, taunted, is Lutpi.
All full stacks for Lutpi already as he jumps in. Now Mount available in the backline. Tyron jumping on the sides. Still Kai looking for the play as well. Tyron again. Eye for a 9 this time around. Turtle still being contested. Lutpi on already. Savero with a heavy crossbow coming in. Sutsujin with the retribution. A shot back. Lutpi flickers forward.
He's jumping in, looking for the mount, and he mounts on Sutsujin, but Edok still waits in the wings. Keyboy's far away as well. Lutpi dismounts.
A taunt over. No split. No spread. Kai finding the quad channel on the timer, but Toy gets the kill, and Keyboy will have to run all the way back. Sans back in the mid lane. Sutsujin and Tyron sent to deal with the wave. RRQ looking alive.
They're keeping Onic at bay. Look at Edok though. He's going for Keyboy, but I think Keyboy will be fine with the Unbreakable. So all good for Onic. But RRQ, they look relentless by the minute. Sutsujin even invading that orange buff. Severo cannot do anything. If he wants to swap, he's gonna lose a lot of time. And all he can do is just wait for the wave to crash. But Toy is taking his time on that.
Even though Dyron has 0 kill participation so far, you can really see the impact of the fights if you replay it. He's always just been waiting in the bush, knowing that if Onic just make a misstep, it's going to petrify 1v1. Dyron on a signature pick. The quad shadow coming in as well for the airstrike with a shadow kill. Dyron! Eye for an eye!
The samurai stands tall against the ninja. And that's Dyron with the eye for an eye. Kyrie goes down. And RRQ, 1.8k gold lead. Edok, he's concealed himself. He might look for something. But Onic, they sense it. And Sutsujin will be content with the purple buff.
Free for RRQ to take. Man, what a play by Dyron. That confidence to stay in the lane in the 1v1. Even better, the rotation from the rest of the team to enable that 1v1. To force that 1v1. Kai didn't want any part of it. But he was forced by 2 members saying, fight.
It's like they set up a boxing ring.
Yes.
And you have audiences left and right. All brawled down into one. And now RRQ, they activate the side lanes. Toy able to get that tier 1 turret. Up top as well, gone. And now Turtle is next on the menu, next on the sights of both teams. But RRQ, they might have the upper hand. Keyboy though, hiding in that bush. He might look for an angle. But Edok is here with the Sacred Hammer!
Finding the implosion and the kill. Oh, Sky Piercer realize.
He's going in, Keyboy. He has to run for the hills, but Dyron!
Wow. Onic cannot handle the relentless Kings who just keep on sieging, who keep on fighting. Kai will get an orange buff, but RRQ will get his.
Onic outplayed in their own game. And now I think they have to bank on Severo with
Ow.
late game power. Whoa!
Almost, man. Heavy crossbow defensively by the Irithel. 4,000 gold lead. The Kingdom, they're going crazy in the international velodrome here. And for Onyx, they gotta keep it chill. But even if they do, this is why the Benedetta gets so much value. Final blow gets you out of there if you go for an all-in. The eye for an eye, that anti-CC up against a composition with a lot of CC to force you to fight in their own box. RQ have so many ways to poke, disengage, engage, catch with Edox, but mainly as well with the look at the CC chain on Sutsujin and then Dire with a Petrify. Kibo in the back, finding the taunt, San. Oh, then Sonata steal, taunt over to Lippy! Able to flicker around to safety. Kibo with the AOG, by the airstrike! Trying to cut him down, Keyboy, revitalized, taught it up!
He's gone! Done and dusted, that's Toy with the killing spree. And Kyrie with the shadow kill clears the minion wave in the mid. Sans has to be content, he pops the stolen feather airstrike, but that's RRQ. Like you said, with the chain CC, they can layer it up. They have the Petrify, they have the taunt, they have Edoc with the icing on top. So RRQ, I feel like this is an all-rounded draft from them.
It's a punish to purify. It's also a punish to flicker. If you've got, hold up, Feather Airstrike of Savero's HP bar. Lippy in the back. Oh, that's not a landing there. Savero will be forced to back away. Back to the point. If you go flicker here, there's so much range, and then there's that CC. If you go purify, that range will catch you too. It'll be easier for Rins, for Toy to land those Death Sonata, so it was a forced error in the battle spell choices for Sans and Sabero. That's why you're seeing it.
It's just given on a silver platter to RRQ Onyx. I don't think they will entertain the idea of just contesting this RRQ Lord. This is all theirs. This is free for the taking, and that Lord will even bolster up their chances of winning this game, closing up the series. Enoch is looking for Kyrie!
Shadow kill ready for Kai. Really pop an implosion! Final blow! Petrify! Enoch on the take. There's a reason on it. Keep banning it.
Kyrie is just prey in the eyes of the Predator. And that is Enoch, the hunter, gets hunted. Kyrie is gone. And now it's RRQ on the driver's seat. Ever so comfortable.
7,000 gold lead, 7-4. A big item power spike from Mr. Toy as he picks up the Wind of Nature to deal with technically all the damage. It'll really be up to Sans at this point. Savero and Kai, gonna be even more difficult to dive into the back line as the Lord marches in the mid lane now. Go for the shove as well. Holy Defense already procced into Sans, teals away the feathered airstrike. Kai up top with the pod shadow used.
3-lane push coming in, AOG from Keyboy.
Not too sure about that Keyboy. An AOG to his own demise, a free stack to Toy on the Granger.
He's speeding up with the Sky Piercer. That's gonna add more insult to injury. They might look for something. The conceal play, E-Dog is going in, but look, he's there.
First onto it, mounted up already. CC Emu bringing it back all the way. Sabero comes in with the quad shadow as well. Explosion. Oh! Enoch trying to read it, but Kai was a bit too smart with it. Quad shadow. Oh! Lippy with a shutdown. Kai disengaging. Sabero already there.
Lippy playing hide and seek with the RQ. He's going in again. Sabero is there for the backup. So Tuchin pulls him back. Tyren.
Quad shadow over to the back. Diamond has the final. Oh! Shadow kill. Oh! He gets translated over to lead the Wanderer. Sabero. What?
He's going even further! And now it's Onyx on the pounce back there and it's gone. Toy as well. They might look for this mid tier 1 turret.
Mechanical outplays here and there. AOG over the Rins. Kyrie Shadow coming in. Sutsujin very low. A ton over for the airstrike. Oh! Played again! Oh, back to back to back.
Bit by bit, Onyx disintegrate to pieces. The Sky Kings again showing their mortality. In the eyes of the Kings of Kings, Savero might just overextend.
Hey.
Keyboy is there, Lippy is there to shadow him as well.
Dude, Kai quad shadow in, didn't use the gap close on the quad shadow, used the shadow kill instead, knowing that Mr. Dyron still has final blow, baits it out, and then takes the quad shadow over. That's how he was able to get the kill in the end. And then they were able to just prolong the team fight again. Kai got a bit too overzealous. Got punished. Sutsujin and Rins, who was still waiting, knew that Kai was going to go for that, knew that Kai would have that killer instinct to kill Sutsujin, but in the end it was traded again.
There's something with the Hayabusas in the playoffs.
Yep.
It feels like it was used by Rin. They got heavily battered. Sutsujin as well, now Kyrie, even in that game against Geekbam, in this, It feels like it's much akin to that situation.
Oh,
looking for the implosion!
Two-man implosion, over to the back, Lippy gonna be caught again, JCC'd! Oh, you won't see him move up until next game, I believe. That was nasty.
They just commit on towards the prio target. It feels like Onyx might look for a Hail Mary play. Keeper for the back!
Taunt coming down already, Sans not looking for the play. Eat up with a curse. Or rather, just with a shove of the Sacred Hammer. Keyboy caught in a bad spot already with a further airstrike cancelled. Blocked! And he gets away. Toy looking for the final shot to take him down. Sans with a taunt already. Edok terrified. Keyboy trying to run away, has to sustain. Tyrant will choose not to go for it. Kai utilizing the tempo to push mid.
Keyboy survives. And that gives and opens a leeway for Kyrie to again get that wave going. Kyrie just playing split push at this point. He doesn't want to be on the focal conflict point. And as of now, it's RRQ with the Lord. Slain freely for them. Onyx, all they have to do is just think of a way to stop RRQ's push. I mean, if we talk about the defense they have, it's not the best.
6,000 gold lead. It was 8K, I believe. Onyx have been able to stabilize. And technically, if we take a look at the keys to victory for RRQ and Onyx, RRQ need to go back to the systematic early game, which they've gotten. But Onyx have avenues to defend and push it to where they find it comfortable.
RRQ, all they have to do now is just look for one big set for Edok. One game-ending implosion. But they can go the hard way and just brute force their way into Onyx's base. Severo with a Malefic gun adds more range and more kiteability. Much more safety, but again, you have to be careful of an ever-looming threat in the house of Edok with that implosion.
They're gonna be real careful. Sans and Severo does have the Purify, but it's all on Kai. If Kai gets caught by that implosion, I think it might be game over. So Tsujin taking a lot of big beating in the bottom lane. Oh, Sans forced to dash away. Lord in the bottom lane dealing with the low base turret already. Severo on it.
Edok still fishing for an angle. The Lord they have to attend to. And Edok just hiding in the wing. Sans might just look for an active play. But no, RRQ, they mature themselves. This is something they deem enough. And they will be calculated on their approaches.
3 base turrets down. The discipline that they were lacking in the upper bracket finals, you see it here from RRQ. Tyrant looks for an angle, sees Lippy, dives into the back line, finds the mount, but no one's there to follow it up. Sounds with the implosion over to Tsujin. Diamond coming in, AOG not landing in the back line. Tyrant dives in off the Severo, who's able to count away. Toy gets a stack, but Tyrant falls as well. 1 for 1, and another one as Lippy falls.
Fight's happening. Tsujin with the stun, and Sans has to run back. It's up to Kyrie and Sans with Severo as well. Edok still has the implosion with the flicker as well. This might be the game-ending ultimate. He's looking for it.
Who does he go on? Quad Shadow utilize. Oh, E-Dog in the back line, finding him. The Shadow kill will still be able to clear out the mini waves. Now, Kai in the back, further airstrike, Sans dodging away, going for the splash.
Oh!
Toy secures the kill.
Crystal!
Kai going for the kills. The minions aren't in. Kai defending again. The minions finally come in as Toy goes in and ends the game. To equalize in a best of 7, 2-2.
The Kings of Kings again seething their swords, and the Sky Kings bleed. 2-2, they equalize in this grand finals, a best of 7. It comes down to what could possibly be 2 more games.
Bang.
There you go, bang bang.
The confidence of Toy on a signature pick. RRQ, they made Onyx bleed in game 3. Now they have dragged the Sky Kings down from the skies to eye level. They're back on the ground, baby. It's mano a mano's fists.
If there's anyone that could take down the Sky Kings, it has to be a king.
Or a robot.
Kings of Kings, no less. Or a robot.
Yeah, no, I'm joking.
Your robot's in the garage.
Hey!
Mechanically fixed.
What I know is the Kingdoms and the Sonics are here in the building, but the Sonics have gone real quiet the last 2 games. And I'm talking the ones on Legend, Mythic seats, but also the one on the panel.
On the
What's
panel?
going on with Gotti? I wonder how he's feeling.
It was so emotional. Back on the panel desk. And take a look at this one final push. The minions, they were stopped blocked by a potential clear. It was only Kyrie. There was no chance of doing anything in that point, I guess. And it's RRQ. They breathe life back into this grand final run they have. It's still up in the table. It's still up for anyone's taking.
Hey!
Goni, Arashi, how you feeling up there?
Leo say Eterna too.
Eterna?
We're toe-to-toe now between both teams here at the Grand Finals. Ladies and gentlemen, and we live for it. You can hear the roars coming through the mics, I think, even in the game by the Kingdom. Arashi, how are we feeling?
Feeling great. Oh man, it's hard to like celebrate because we don't want to celebrate too early. But man, it's a good sign, right? At the very least, we know this is going to be a competitive series, hopefully all the way. But man, dude, that was a crazy game. Outplays left and right. You're seeing though, I think RRQ just finding a more of a groove there and bringing out the Benedetta. I had concerns about this Benedetta, but I think Darren showed me that it's really good.
He executed very well.
He delivered. He delivered.
That's why I like what he mentioned before. Is they got the groove. They know like okay, we know if we get the early game, we can like hold it until the late game and win this game. But the problem is the next game later are gonna be a jungler tank against jungler tank. Because we already see it. If RRQ using the jungler tank, the assassin's jungler is not working right now.
Struggle, yeah. This was the greedy play by Onyx.
Yeah.
They
almost got the moment.
Yeah, they almost neutralized the situation, but yeah, again, great outplay from side of RRQ, keeping things calm. And after that, it was just all RRQ again, applying more pressure. Onyx, they lose momentum after the previous game, and I feel like because of this guy right here.
Player of the game, ladies and gentlemen, presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S25 series. It goes to Edok once again, this time on the Tigreal. Which is why in this current meta, even back when the Assassins were still up on top, picking up the Hayabusa first is great, but also there are so many counters towards it, and one of which is the Tigreal. We've seen time and time again Kyrie trying to do Kyrie things on the Hayabusa, but unfortunately, with so many crowd control tools in the hands of RRQ, including Edox, it was very difficult for him to make those moves actually work.
That's the dynamic when you have an assassin jungler against a fighter. And look at that outplay from Darren, dude. This is the problem. All the heroes from the side of RRQ have some form of counterplay, except for the real backline. But when you're going for the backline, you have to be careful, because we even saw Darren, I think right here, just to make sure that Kyrie cannot do anything, comes in there with the Petrify. You ain't going nowhere, bro. And they were bringing that aggression the whole way. So this becomes a full-on front-to-back confrontation between Onyx and RRQ. And the side with a Farsa and Granger, come on, dude. It's hard to argue against that kind of firepower.
That's why I think that's the power of Benedetta. If you see Petrify, it can deal a lot of damage, massive damage, and it can stop Hayabusa using the Petrify. And yeah, Onyx almost got his moment to like make it on par again, but yeah, they miss it. Because of the greedy, I think. The greedy moment from Kyrie.
Yeah, just slightly greedy there, but yeah, I mean, props to RRQ right there, keeping things tight. They were again able to translate the early towards the mid relatively well. They got the map like 80% of the time. Map was always on RRQ, and this was the final push. Nothing that Kyrie can do there.
Honestly, it wasn't just Kyrie, was it? We saw a lot of weird movements coming from Keyboy, even Lutpi getting caught out here and there. Was that odd to you guys?
A little bit. I think they were really not as composed. But then again, this is what happens when your team is on the back foot, right? You can't really dictate where the fight happens, when the fight happens, and you let go of the Tigreal, you get imploded. And it's crazy to me that this guy can make the Tigreal a team fight engager into a pick-off hero. Like, brother, the whole time, Onyx were struggling, this is what they can do, RRQ, when they have a good engage tool, but also burst damage. Okay, before the fight even begins, Keyboy gets jumped on, Lutpi gets jumped on, and when they are ahead, it's going to be so difficult to try and do anything, even if all the ultimates are down, as long as RRQ do get one pick off after using all of those ultimates.
That's why the misconnection between RRQ on the first game, they answer it on the third and the fourth game. That's why they always back up. They always do the follow up every time his teammates like initiate the team fight or initiate the takeoff. That's the good things from RRQ. Now the problem is from Onyx. How they can answer the movement, the aggressive movement from RRQ. Are they gonna, like I said before, using the jungler tank, so it might be more secure on the early game, or they have another answer?
Because I think back then they were comfortable letting the gold laner just outplay. We remember CW and the other options Onyx have fielded. They're really good at playing weak side and being attacked, and they know that they're gonna be attacked, and they're really good at playing to kite back and play safe. But now with Savero in the picture, you can see that he's struggling to deal damage. Did less damage than the Valentina in this game, because even before talking about Edok and the and Sutsujin with all this crowd control, there's Dyron on this Benedetta, and in the early game, that was the critical factor that allowed RRQ to just get so much control. Usually it will be the mage, it will be the roam zoning, but when Dyron is right there, it's making sure that all the damage dealers are so far back. There's nothing Onyx could have done in the early game if they wanted to really try and contest anything from RRQ.
What happens if we look at this right now? Are there any timings or particular items that really stood out to any of you guys?
I guess not the main items, but the respect from Dyron. He built the Dreadnought armor early on, I guess the first 5 minutes there, where, yeah, he understood that he will be one of the tools that RQ will be needing to zone members. Sure, he built the Heptasis, sure, he built the Malefic Roar as well, but in addition, he built the Dreadnought armor just to have that extra durability when taking on damage.
For me, it was the fact that we saw Sans on the Valentina. He went for the Lightning Truncheon first item. And me personally, that's not an item I would go for. Like, even if it's not the Lightning Truncheon, it will be the Enchanted Talisman or the Glowing one, usually. I think that's the build we've seen so far. So him going with the Lightning Truncheon, I think shows that he wants a bit more wave clear and a bit more team fight damage. But unfortunately, again, against a Farsa, oh man, tall order.
Yeah. Looked like he did struggle a little there. But we are going to take a look at this first. Ladies and gentlemen, the MSC battle plan. From lower brackets to champions.
Oh!
Yeah.
So far, the trend is the champions come from the lower brackets. And technically, it has been true for a couple seasons here at MPL ID particularly. But it looks like the same story can be said amongst all the regions elsewhere. So if that's the case, then RRQ are the ones that come from the lower bracket.
Is it written in the stars, Arashi?
Oh, maybe, man. I don't, to quote a certain man, I don't believe in patterns, but one can always hope.
One can always hope.
Finger crossed.
Fingers crossed, indeed, indeed.
Yeah.
Oh
Because
boy.
if you're looking at the TLPH, technically they are from the lower bracket to the big champion. But if you're talking about this ID playoff, Onyx are from the play-ins, not the playoff. It's even worse than the lower bracket, right? Because once you lose, you're gonna just
You're right.
eliminated.
There was that risk for Onyx.
But refresh my memory, in MPLPH, who are number one on the standings?
It wasn't Onyx. It was TL
It was
and Falcons
TL.
AP. And Falcons AP Brand, I believe. No? Or
Number one on the standings for their final week.
oh,
I'm bad with history, bro.
Yeah, we should ask Professor KB right there.
Or Mr. Miracle Man, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't access him.
We're exposed for not remembering that well.
The walking encyclopedia. But
who's the upper
because if TLPH were number one on the standings, technically RRQ were as well.
Oh,
So-
wait a minute.
Da, 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 da.
Okay, check it with your Samsung Galaxy phone here.
Right?
Again, is it written in the stars?
I feel like a lot of people would hope that it is, by all means, but you never know, right? Sometimes,
Including you.
Including me, sort of. Because sometimes, again, esports things, man, sometimes it doesn't really make sense. Like, you have no idea. The momentum, the crowd, And by the way, speaking of the crowd, just want to give a shout out to the crowd in the Jakarta International Velodrome right now, because people are still walking in.
It's crazy, even outside in the festival. So we're gonna get a little bit of a check-in with Alyssa to see how things are going. Alyssa, what's up?
Melaporkan langsung dari Jakarta International Velodrome MPL Festival, mana suaranya? Wah, gila.
Sekali lagi kayak kita minta wave-nya ya.
Boleh ya.
Sekali lagi ya teman-teman ya. 1, 2, 3. Kalian luar biasa. Tepuk tangan dulu buat kalian.
Wow. Kak Gio, hari ini luar biasa sekali para penonton yang nonton di rumah, para super fans di MPL Festival. Luar biasa ramai ya Kak Gio.
Parah, aku dari siang ngelihat mereka yang satu-satu datang sampai akhirnya paling belakang sampai pintu depan Kalisa.
Wah gila
Luar
banget,
biasa.
semuanya datang untuk melihat tim mereka bertanding dalam grand final antara RRQ melawan Onyx. Tapi kita mau cek dulu kali ya, sebenarnya di sini super fansnya banyakan fansnya siapa sih?
Mungkin aku mau tes dari Sonic dulu kali ya.
Boleh, silakan.
Kalian yang Sonic ada? Banyak? Oke. What time is it? Kurang semangat.
Kurang ya.
Kurang
ini,
semangat.
Ini timnya mau juara dunia loh ya.
Iya loh. Sekali lagi ya. What time is it? Asik.
Boleh lah ya.
Alisa kayaknya mau ngetes tim sebelah nih.
Of course. Viva! RRQ! Wah gila, luar biasa sekali Kak Gio. Sonic dan Kingdom pastinya memenuhi seluruh MPL Festival, tapi tidak hanya di luar saja, di dalam juga rame banget Kak Gio.
Bukan main Kak Alisa, aku ngeliat sampai ke atas-atas, sampai di bawah juga. Sampai ini aku harus duduk di mana? Terlalu meriah untuk grand final kita season ini.
Luar biasa sekali. Tapi kalau dari Kak Gio sendiri ngeliatnya gimana nih? Udah 2 sawa nih.
Ya ini memang namanya grand final kan Kak Alisa ya. Jelas namanya grand final harus keras. Gak mungkin one sided tuh gak mungkin.
Gak mungkin.
Gak mungkin. Bisa 4-3 loh ini.
Pasti, kelihatannya sih seperti itu ya. Tapi 4 itu akan dimiliki oleh siapa, itu yang kita masih bertanya-tanya.
Betul. Tapi di sini Kak Alisa, setelah 5 hari aku di festival, aku ngeliat booth rame-rame banget juga tau.
Wah seru banget. Ada booth apa aja sih kayak bisa dikunjungin?
Ada one play.
Kalau
kalian mau cari MPL card ada di situ.
Betul sekali, bisa dapetin langsung kartu-kartu pro player kesayangan kalian ya. Aku kemarin udah beli 1 card pack loh.
Dapat siapa kakak?
Dapat Kyrie.
Keren. Iri.
Ada yang mau card packnya? Ada yang mau? Beli ya, ditunggu, oke. Langsung aja, terus habis itu ada booth apa lagi nih Kak Gio?
Ada Dunia Games, itu ramai juga tuh.
Ada boothnya Kacang Sukro juga, di sana ada activities juga menarik. Ada boothnya Good Day, RSV Helmet, ada juga kalau yang lagi lapar gitu ya, bisa langsung makan seblak di Kila Food juga.
Benar, dan juga banyak sekali merchandise official dari tim-tim yang berada di playoff.
Betul sekali Kak Gio, jadi banyak banget keseruannya. Buat yang lagi di rumah, kalau misalkan deket-deket Jakarta International Velodrome, langsung aja dateng ya. Karena ini 2 sama, kamu lagi bisa menyaksikan sejarah baru dari MPL Indonesia Season 15.
Ya, walaupun memang 2 timnya udah sama-sama masuk MSC,
betul,
tapi ada gengsi, ada pride tersendiri untuk angkat piala dong di hari ini.
Betul sekali, our royal bestie. Dan kita akan melihat, mungkin sebelum kita lemparkan ke yang di dalam nih, kita coba sekali lagi wave lagi kali ya Kak Gio. Siap semuanya ya. MPL Festival? Oke, dalam hitungan 3, 2, 1. Boleh dong kasih tepuk tangan untuk MPL Indonesia Season 15. Dan kita akan melihat Kak Gio, apakah di dalam keseruannya sama dengan energi yang kita dapatkan di MPL Festival. So Bude Clara Monster, silakan take it over.
Yes, di Jakarta International Velodrome di dalam, di Legend dan juga Mythic, Bude bersama-sama dengan semua super fans sedang menyalakan flashlight. Kita ingin mencoba sesuatu juga. Di luar sana ada wave, di dalam sini kita juga akan membuat wave yang akan mulai dari Legend di atas dari tempat Kingdom. Lalu setelah itu akan ke arah belakang. Lalu ke belakang sana di Sonic juga kita akan melanjutkan Sonic Legend. Nanti akan turun ke Mythic di area Onyx dan berakhir di arah Kingdom Mythic. Oke, setuju? Setuju? Mana dong semangatnya? Di MPL Playoff! Oke, siap ya? Kita akan langsung aja bikin wave, kita tunjukkan kekompakan dari MPL Indonesia. Inilah dia, kita akan bikin dari Kingdom Legend. Woohoo! Sonic! Langsung juga yang di Mythic ini, Mythic dari Onyx. Kingdom Mythic! Dan wih benar-benar kita bisa satu suara dan memang semangat juga kita bisa tunjukkan bahwa kedua tim ini membuat kita bangga. RRQ dan juga tim Onyx sama-sama mendapatkan 2 poin. Tapi kita juga ingin mendengar suara dari kedua tim. Coba kita cek ombak. Ini banyak yang percaya. Akankah RRQ di game selanjutnya? Atau akan menjadi milik Onyx? Bentar. Kingdom nggak mau ralat. Mana nih semangat untuk RRQ? Untuk Onyx? RRQ? Sekali lagi Onyx? Dan tentu saja semangat ini akan terus mengalir untuk Grand Final. Inilah dia game kelanjutan, game yang mendebarkan game kelima untuk RRQ Hosti dan Onyx.
Wow! The energy is electric at the festival with Alyssa. Did you see how many people were there?
Wow.
With Pio as well?
Thousands of people.
3,000 of people. 3,000. Maybe even more.
Minimum.
No, I wouldn't put it past the Kingdom and the Sonics, and even in the venue as well. It's fully packed. The turnout is crazy.
Looking like a concert with the flashlights. I was like, wow. Because we can see some of the audience members here from where we were sitting. I was like, why are they putting out their flashlight? What's going on?
It's insane. It's insane. I'm all for it. I love it. Every time RRQ gets it to the playoffs, gets it to the grand finals, that's the crowd we're gonna get. But ladies and gentlemen, because of that 10,000 gold difference, we are gonna give away free diamonds.
no.
So for the first 100 people, please do scan the QR code right now to get a chance to get 110 diamonds for only 1 IDR. It's basically nothing.
You know, when I scan the QR, you are the panelist, you cannot claim.
Oh, well, tough luck.
So there is no ordal.
There's no ordal. There's no
Inside man.
nepotism.
Yeah. It's all fair right here. If you're fast, you're gonna get it. But you better be quick though, because we had a friend, me and Mirko, had a friend of ours come here yesterday. And when it popped up over here, he took like a couple of seconds at most, scanned it, and it was too late. It says they're out.
Too late to apologize. Oh.
I mean,
I tried to scan
considering
it. I tried to
how
scan it
many
with my
thousand people are in the venue right now, like
And they're
Yeah.
fast, dude. They're fast.
they are. They have that retry
Like
reaction time.
There you go.
Retro reaction.
Retry. Oh, there's another one.
There's another.
Rewind.
I already
Rewind.
put my phone.
Another one. Again, guys, scan the QR if you guys want to get your hands on 110 diamonds for only 1 IDR. 1 IDR is basically nothing. You can't buy anything with 1 IDR.
No.
It's like
What year is it?
worthless.
You know, maybe back in like
Right?
20, 30 years ago, 1 rupiah can get you like a pencil. But this is not those days.
Is it back in your day? 'Cause
Even in our day, we're the same age. What are you talking about?
I will.
a little
no.
bit, you know, yeah, we're not
Speak
the
for
same
yourself.
generation here, Rashi.
Speak for yourself. But
Really.
what we can agree on is to have a good day, you should get your hands on Good Day. Bring it up, boys. Bring up the Good Day. What flavor you guys got?
My favorite, fantastic mochaccino.
Ooh,
Same.
same.
Cheers.
Arashi's